One is Brother Yasha Mazakar from the Israelite Times Report, IsraeliteTimes.com. Upon my watch, all praises are definitely due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth and sincerity. I was scrolling through Twitter X, and I was kind of chuckling to myself. I saw this guy, Alex Jones, who is like the top Edomite truther, right? He's supposed to be the resistance, and I was just laughing because I didn't watch the video, but he had uploaded something on Twitter, I guess, from his show, talking about how the globalists. It says something like the tides are turning on the globalists. Like, in other words, like the people are waking up, and I guess they're gonna rise up and fight against the globalists. First of all, the people don't know their ass from a hole in the wall. They don't even know who the globalists are, but that's neither here nor there. But I just thought it was funny. Think about Malachi, how it says, Esau thinks he's going to build back up. The Lord is going to throw down, but Esau believes he's going to throw back up. He's going to build back up, I mean. Matter of fact, let me get that. The burden, this is Malachi 1:1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel. By Malachi, it says, I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Okay. Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Okay, because there was a time when Esau fell. But of course, Esau is right now, in these last days, he's in power again. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. This is how the Lord speaks about Esau, Edom. Okay? But again, you got these Christian apologists who want to somehow make people believe Esau can make it. They either say Esau can make it and be saved or one with the children of Israel, or they'll make the claim that Esau has been done away with. But no, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth. So how the hell is Esau done away with? How is that the Edomites are already extinct? That's not possible. Okay? And this is off the cuff. I really have some news prophecy to go into, but I just saw that and I decided I had to, the spirit's on me to pull this out. Whereas Edom said, this verse 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return. See, that's the pride of Esau. We will return and build the desolate places, thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down. Okay? Because the Lord is going to throw them down. You Negroes, you ain't throwing down a damn thing. Okay, if anything, you niggas, you want this kingdom to continue on. That's one thing I learned about niggas. Okay, niggas love Esau. Niggas love Esau's kingdom. Okay, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, because they are the wicked. They are the sons of the wicked. Okay, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. That's a hatred. The Lord has a hatred towards these people forever. But the Christians will tell you that no, that was the Old Testament. They'll say that's the Old Testament. The Lord loved everybody now. They'll say Jesus Christ died for everybody's sins. But the Lord said, I would have indignation towards these people forever. Okay, so I just wanted to get that right quick. It was in my spirit to remind you of what the Lord is going to do to Esau, Edom, man. And that hasn't changed. Even if you change your mind, let's say you in this truth and, your mind change and you start to feel like, well, I know we said Esau is wicked and everything like that, but I'm starting to feel like, there's a chance that Esau can be saved. With some of you might have Edomite friends, and you might get the feeling that, well, Esau can, they're not that bad. Yeah, they are that bad. And the Lord's going to destroy them, regardless of how you feel. Okay, get out your feelings. And 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed right along with them. They're not going to get delivered. If the Lord's going to destroy his own people, which are the children of Israel, okay, he's going to get vengeance on them, then how much more so for the heathens, especially Esau, Edom, who he said he has an indignation against them forever. All right. So anyway, I wanted to get this. Speaking of Alex Jones, I got this from InfoWars. This is an article here. It says evidence shows biological ID system has already been deployed. Okay. Evidence shows biological ID system has already been deployed. That's your track and trace system that is developed already. Because a lot of people think, well, the New World Order is coming, it's coming years from now. No, they already have it in place. You see, you people, you missed 2020. You didn't realize what they were doing in 2020. All this 5G, high tech, you got the Neuralink, the track and trace system. They already got all this stuff in place. The facial recognition. They already have all this stuff in place. They pretend like it's coming, but it's already here. Okay? But it says evidence shows that humanity has already been infected with cutting-edge surveillance nanotechnology because Esau wants to be God. Esau wants to be the Most High. He likening himself to the Most High. This is the pride of this devil. Okay, this is his pride. It says emotionally, it is easy to dismiss the work of Dr. Anna Maria. I don't want to mess her name up. I think it's Mihalcea. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it says her work is shown through scientific testing and backed up by government and NGO documentation. And the evidence shows that humanity has already been infected with cutting-edge surveillance nanotechnology. This is a follow-up to my last report on Dr. Mihalcea. I think that's how you say her name. She did some research, and this is the Greg Reese report, I believe, from InfoWars. If you know who Greg Reese is, he breaks out a lot of deep information, even for an Edomite, I must say. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get my channel struck, but it says new research shows that those who receive the jabber emit a fluorescent orange glow in their faces that is visible under a UV light of 365 nanometers. And those who have been exposed to shedding emit this glow around their nose. So basically, the people that took the juice back in 2021, the shotter, the jump shot back in 2021, those it can be visible. It shows it's a glow in their face with this high tech technology that they have. But then it goes on to say, and this is what I've been trying to stress this, because there was this debate among some certain brothers that they were trying to say that the shot was the mark of the beast. And I said, no, it's not. It's a part of the technology, because really what they wanted was to get that technology in you, right? So people forget, because they like to say, oh, if you took the jabber, then you already got the mark. No, you don't. You don't have the mark. You shouldn't take that. Don't get it. Hey, don't be stupid. But at the same time, see, I knew this because I was doing deep study before a lot of people even brought this out in the alternative media, that there's this thing called shedding. Okay, if you, in other words, what I'm saying is, even if you didn't take it, if you got around people that took it, and here's the problem, you don't know who took it and who didn't. There was this shedding, and what that shedding would do would those watch my words here, because I'm telling you they're gonna strike my channel. Uh, that the nanometers or whatever you want to call it gets on you, and they can see it. Also, remember that they put this technology in your food, the food that you're eating right now. They're pretending like, oh, it's just something that we're thinking about doing. No, they've already done it. They already have that nanotech in your food. And it doesn't matter. This stuff is sprayed everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay? You haven't seen the mark of the beast yet. In other words, it hasn't been implemented or mandated yet. This was the trial run, the 2021 shot was the test run, and it was also used to bring about that technology necessary so that when they do mandate the chip, you already have the technology. So it will work in conjunction with that technology, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Um, so anyway, I want to get that part again. It says people that took it, okay, they emit a fluorescent orange glow in their faces that is visible under a UV light of 365 nanometers in those who have been exposed to shedding. Okay, shedding meaning you were around someone that took it and it shed and now it's on you. They said you emit this glow around your nose. Okay, I want to see. There was something else in here that I really wanted to get. It says here, after a hot shower, filaments are expelled through the skin of the people that took it, right? That took the jabber. And these filaments also emit a glow under UV light. These filaments not only glow, but they have been shown to move on their own in spastic movements, and they are also attracted to people. Okay? It says in videos they can be seen trying to latch on to a finger. So this is the devil that we're dealing with. Okay? This is the devil that we're dealing with. And this is a long article. I didn't want to get all of it because I want to move on, but I do need to read this part. It says, and when a person who has received the jabber has dry skin, these expelled filaments will become airborne. So they get onto other people. They attach onto other people. This could explain how shedding occurs from the people that took the shot to the people that didn't take the shot. You see? Okay, I'm probably going to get a strike now, but they said that the idea has been around for decades. The Institute for National Security Studies, Non-Lethal Weapons, Terms and References, published in 1997, discussed an invisible infrared dye, which is visible under UV light so that rioters can be later identified. See, this is what I was talking about the order out of chaos. The reason why they let these prisoners out was so they could create chaos, so they can have an excuse to implement that chip and mandate that chip. Okay? So there's so much I want to get in. But remember that the code for luciferase, a bioluminescent enzyme found in nature, is included in the jabbers. Now it's called luciferase. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. I will say this part. I'll get to this part. The Trace Act. If you don't remember that, there was something called the Trace Act. I believe it was 2020. Matter of fact, let me get that. It says the Trace Act, HR 6666. I remember looking at this. I told my father about this back in 2020 when I was trying to explain to him what was going on. The Trace Act, HR 6666, is 4 sixes. The CV19 testing, CV19 testing, reaching, and contacting everyone act. That's why it's called TRACE. Testing, reaching, and contacting everyone act was introduced in May of 2020. See, I thought it was 2020. I couldn't remember exactly when. But it says the bill authorizes the Centers for Disease Control to contact, trace, and monitor the population. So this is already in place, y'all. There's no coming new world order or no, they have it here. It's here. It's here. The only thing that needs to happen now is they need to implement the mark of the beast. That's it. Everything else is pretty much, we need the mark of the beast. We need Jacob's trouble, time of Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, and World War III. This is what we're looking for. Everything else is BS. All these stupid debates about who the real Israelites are and can we prove that the blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos are really Israelites. Look, that time passed. Look, we've been proving that. We're waiting for Jacob's trouble, the mandation of the mark of the beast, the RFID microchip, and World War III, so we can get the hell up out of here. That's what we're waiting for. Everything else is bullshit. Excuse my language. Everything else is BS and a distraction. We want this economy to collapse, right? And the reason why I didn't include that in there, because once the economy collapses, that's going to lead to the mark of the beast. You understand? There's a little bit more in this article here. It says the quantum dot tattoo research funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation provided a way of detecting whether or not a person was jabbered or not by including fluorescent medical information in the jabbers. Okay? The medical information that's in the jabbers. It says invisible near infrared tattoos that would imprint beneath the skin to later be read by customized smartphones. Okay, so if you took it, now you got a digital infrared tattoo. Okay, that can be read by customized smartphones. In the scientific literature on quantum dot research, these fluorescent medical information tattoos have a similar appearance to the face of those infected by the shatter, the jabber, under UV light. This is why you must seek the Lord. Told y'all. You see what this devil is doing? How many people knew about this? How many people lined up, rolled up their sleeve, and knew that this was what they were receiving? How many people? Guarantee you most of them didn't know and still don't know. Guarantee. This is why we got to get the hell up out of here. Everything is poison. Everything. The food we eat, the water we drink, everything is poison. And not for nothing, they're spraying this technology. They're putting this technology in everything. And I've said this before, and I hate to be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I know a lot of people think, oh, we're eating healthy. There's no such thing as eating healthy in Babylon. No such thing. Okay? They're spraying all types of stuff. We don't even know what we're putting into our mouths. I'm just being honest. It's only through the spirit and the power of Yahawashi that we're still here and that we're not sickly. And we are sick in comparison to what we should be, but we could be much worse. Brothers are getting sick, ill, uh, you know, just step outside and you catching all types of illnesses from what they're spraying in the air. Acid rain coming down on you. Allergies that you normally wouldn't have, now you got them. And I can go on and on and on. Because brothers keep a pretty decent diet, I would say, for the most part. Because you're not eating pork, you're not eating shrimp and lobster and all that crap. If you in this truth, if you sincerely in this truth, you're not eating that stuff. But even what we do eat, man, it's been poison. Okay, and then they're injecting it with God knows what, man. No, you don't know what they're putting in this stuff. The ground is poison. The ground itself is toxic. So even if you're growing your own food, let's say you're a vegan or whatever, or you refrain from too much meat, you're still what you're eating out of the ground is still toxic, man, to your body. We just need to get the hell up out of here. I do want to get some scriptures. I got more. I had more articles I want to get to, but damn, I ended up going deep into that article. I couldn't help it. But I want to get this right quick. I want to get this from Lamentations 4:22. It says, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion." See, we're about to get into a place where, we've served our punishment. Okay, we're still serving our punishment, but as you can see, that cup is now moving over to Esau, Edom. That's why they're complaining. Because the Lord gave them a set time to do their wickedness. And they went unpunished. The scriptures tell you they are not in trouble as other men, roughly paraphrasing, right? They're not in trouble as other men. But now that cup, the wrath of the Lord is starting to move over to Esau. So all this wickedness that they're doing, they knew for years that their scientists and their doctors were poisoning Israel. The people of Israel, the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. They were doing all kinds of wickedness to us. But look, now the government, the same government, is doing the same thing to them. Because they didn't just make the jabber mandatory for Israel, for Israelites, for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, although that's who they wanted to take it the most. They really wanted us to take it, but they gave it to their own people. They gave it to their own people. That's how nasty and disgusting and wicked they are. They don't even have respect for their own people. Okay? Lamentations 4:22, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity." See, we're looking for deliverance now. Okay? "He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So for a set time, for a set period of time, the Edomites were allowed to rule. They were allowed to be wicked and put as much hell on Israel as they possibly can. Look what they did to the Native Americans, the Trail of Tears. Okay? Look at what they did to the Latinos. Even now, to this day, they're still kidnapping these Latinos, these Northern tribe Latino children at the border, selling them to the highest bidder, forcing them. I read an article some months ago about these little Latino children that are being sold into slavery. They had another name for it, some kind of work thing, but no, it was slavery, free labor. This is still going on, but the Lord is going to discover his sins, and he's going to unleash hell on them. Okay, so this is coming, and we have to believe that, man, because we need a savior, we need a deliverer. There's no way out of this thing other than through the power of Yahawashi. You're not going to do it on your own. You had the Black Panthers, you had all of these groups, the civil rights movements, the Nation of Islam. You had the Nawapians with Dr. York. You had the Kemet community, or the conscious community, trying to give you Kemet. There's been all these different groups and organizations that have tried to rise up and overthrow Esau, and none of them have worked. You know why? Because the Lord is going to show his power. And when he overthrows Esau, we'll know that the living power is real. Okay? Let me get Psalms 37:12. It says, "The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him." So while Esau is sitting up here with his new world order, thinking he's going to accomplish it completely, which will be the mark of the beast, and he think he will be God once he implements that mark of the beast, what does the scripture say? Psalms 37:12, "The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnashes upon him with his teeth." 13th verse says, "The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. It is yet but for an appointed time. In the end it shall speak and not lie." The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. So the Lord allowed Esau to build up his technology. Right? Because that's his sword. Remember, his gift was the sword. But his sword is going to enter into his own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. And in these last days, you're going to see that. All the people that you look at, they might be doing better than you, got their nose up in the air, like you just some lowly little nobody, but you in the truth. You believe in the power of Yahawashi. When that day come, you'll understand this. A little that a righteous man hath, you may just have a little. But it says, a little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. Why? Because the Lord going to take it away from them. I promise you, they will not be laughing when that day come, when destruction come upon this place. Okay? When the economy crashes and all hell break loose out here, and they got the martial law troops out there, them UN troops, that they're letting in through the border. When all hell break loose in this place, those same people that you know that look down on you, and it could be friends, family, neighbors, associates, people that you work with. Oh, trust me and believe me. They might be high and mighty right now, but they will be humble. I promise you. Oh, they're going to be humble. They're going to be humble. I want to get into some of the news articles that are collected over the week. I saw this article here from KIRO 7 News in Seattle. It says how ATM card shimmers, they got a thing called shimmers, how ATM card shimmers have kept scammers one step ahead. Says scammers are getting more high tech. KIRO 7 has warned you about card skimmers and how to look for them. But now banks and law enforcement are fighting another piece of scam technology called a shimmer. It's a constant battle, said a spokesperson for the Washington State Employees Credit Union, also known as the WSECU. Her name is Ann Flanagan. She says there are a lot of people out there who would love to separate you from your money. Shimmers are shimmers are thin pieces of metal inserted into an ATM or a machine at a point of payment. They're smaller than ever and almost impossible to detect from looking at a machine from the outside. So they're going to use this because apparently, and I saw the video clip, apparently they're able to step in and take your information and take, and what they normally do is they take, maybe a few hundred off of your account. And see, they're going to use this type of stuff as an excuse to say, look, we have to implement everyone with a chip because these people are out here um, scamming people or skimming people of their money. Okay. Speaking of which, another article here. This came from the State of the Union. I believe it's .com or .org. But it says FedEx founder issues dire warning about the U.S. dollar. Fred Smith, FedEx founder and executive chairman, warned that the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, and China, seek to replace the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. He tied America's prosperity to three factors: post-World War II inventions, leading global trade protected by alliances, and the global reserve status. I think the issue is much broader. He said, this is a quote, I think the issue is much broader than just the CPI that was announced today, Smith said. I mean, we're the wealthiest nation in the world because of all these wonderful inventions since the end of World War II, but we're also prosperous because we lead the world in opening markets for trade and protected those trade flows with the American military and our alliances. Now, remember, last week I brought out that Trump is threatening to cut away from NATO. This is so beautiful, man. You can just see, it's so beautiful. Okay? The American military is weaker than it's ever been. Trump is out there threatening NATO, threatening to cut away from the alliances that the U.S. has. Okay? Says Smith criticized the repudiation of trade beginning in 2018 and enormous government borrowing exceeding defense spending. He said political leaders fail to address fiscal dangers with parties focused on extremes over solutions such as trade. So anyways, and I don't think this is the first time that this guy, Fred Smith, founder of FedEx, has warned that the U.S. dollar is in a lot of trouble. Okay, and we're looking for that. That's part of the mark of the beast scenario. Is the dollar crashing? We want that. We need that. Okay, we need that like yesterday. Okay, that's what we want. Um, More news here. This came from Yahoo News. Devastating deer disease found in 6 more Mississippi counties, including on the Mississippi coast. Chronic wasting disease has been detected in deer in 6 additional Mississippi counties in recent months, and among them is one that has been a source of controversy. Claiborne County. It says, and this is a quote, it's kind of in the center of the county on the west side of US 61, said Russ Walsh, Wildlife Chief of Staff for the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks. It says it is between 61 and in the Mississippi River and almost dead center in the county. Quote, it was a real nice buck killed back in January, I believe. To our knowledge, it didn't have clinical signs. The buck marked the first known case of CWD in the county, but not the county's first brush with the disease. Okay, so you got this devastating disease in deer, and I believe they call it zombie disease or something like that. And they're saying that it can spread to humans, to human beings. Okay, and I brought this up because it's kind of reminiscent to the 2020 thing. The pandemic, and I just thought that was kind of interesting. I thought about how the elites like to use, symbolism and irony. And I thought about the Chiefs and the 49ers playing in the Super Bowl with the same end result, with the Chiefs winning. That was in 2020 because they played the 2019 season, but it was the 2020, February 2020 when they actually played the Super Bowl. So here we are again, 2024. And 2020 was a leap year. 2024 is also a leap year. And that was the last presidential election, was 2020. Chiefs and the 49ers in the Super Bowl. And right after that, what did you have? You had the pandemic, the C-19. And so here we are, another leap year, Chiefs, 49ers in the Super Bowl, and another presidential election year. Here we go again. Deja vu, right? And I don't know. I just found that kind of interesting because they do like to use symbolism and codes like that. And if you're paying attention, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. Okay, but you can see that the prophecies are coming true, man. And a lot of these Edomites are really getting upset because they're finding out that their government hates them, and they look at them as serfs. Okay, and that they don't have what they thought they had, which was the backing of the government and these institutions. So they're going to be pissed off, man. They're going to be pissed off, and there's going to be a lot of protesting and rioting in the streets coming soon, especially when they crash that dollar. Okay, let me get Psalms 2:1. It says, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?" And what is that vain thing? Make America great again. They think America's going to rise up. Okay, but the Lord is bringing all types of diseases to America. Okay, pestilence. It's going to be starvation. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, right? His elect, his people that he's chosen. Okay, the Israel of the Most High. Because you have the Israel of Israel, then you have the Israel of the Most High, who he's chosen. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away the cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Okay? The Lord is going to put them in an effed up state. Again, this is the Lord laughing. Again, the Lord is laughing and mocking. The scriptures talk about the Lord laughing at these devils. Okay? Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Okay. All right. We get Revelations 22:6. It says, and he said unto me, these sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord power of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. Okay, and that's what we're speaking on. These things are coming. It don't matter how long you've been in this truth, how long people told you you were crazy. Okay, it says these things must shortly be done. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. Okay, because things are about to get flipped around, man. We're not going to be on the bottom for too much longer. Things are about to get flipped around. Okay, I get Isaiah 31. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Because this is where these people look. These people aren't prepared for this. They're not prepared for the chaos that's about to ensue. They're not ready. They're not mentally prepared. They don't know how to call on Yahweh while Yahawashi. They don't know how to do that. Their faith is in their money, in their houses, in their cars. They're not gonna know what to do. Esau is the Lord is gonna allow Esau, because he's coming down with great wrath, to have his moment, his last hurrah. And he's gonna come down with all types of wrath, man. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And this is what I keep talking about. It's not just that these people don't believe in the Lord, they're not even seeking the Lord. They think that sounds crazy. Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall. So you're going to have people that are going to try to help Esau. You're going to have Israelites trying to help Esau. But what did the Lord say? When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down. And they all shall fail together. They're all going to fail together. Okay? They're all going to fail together. Who's going to stand? The men of the Lord. That's who's going to stand in the end. Proverbs 19:21, there are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. Okay? There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord that shall stand. So when we see these things going down, and we could be seeing them very, very, very soon, okay? Because I always say I speak as a man. You know, I know that they moved up their 2030 agenda, their Agenda 2030, and it's been said that it's been moved up to 2025. We don't know just when they're going to unleash this hell. because the Lord going to put it in His spirit to do it. So there's a set time. I'll tell you what, we're going to be better off than these people out here. That much I can tell you. Okay? That much I can tell you. Because the Lord is going to give us the ability, the faith, to trust in Him. Because we're going to see some crazy-ish in that time. You're going to see things you wouldn't believe. And the Lord is going to, in His vengeance, man, the Lord is really going to wreak havoc on this place. 2 Thessalonians 1:6, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And who has troubled us more than Esau, Edom? Okay? They believe that this place is going to continue on forever. And so do these wicked-ass nigga Israelites, too. They believe it more than Esau do. Because there's certain Edomites that know that this place is Babylon. And they acknowledge it as that. And they know they're going to pay for putting our people in slavery. But you got niggas out there that are trying to hold this kingdom up. I'm going to get this before I go on a rant. Ecclesiastes 8:11, it says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Okay? And like I said, this thing is not going to continue on. It may be in your mind that, damn, this is taking too long. Lord, I want to get out of here right now. Trust me. Believe me. I feel the same way. I want to get the hell up out of here yesterday. Damn it. I hate this place. I hate waking up in the morning. I hate breathing this toxic, polluted air. I don't want to eat nothing because the food is toxic and just nasty. Every time I think about what they're doing to the food, it just make me ugh. It make me want to throw up thinking about it. Okay? There's no more mirth. The women are disgusting. You can't even, you go to YouTube and all you see is these women. Now they got these videos with these women. I'm going off on a rant. I'm sorry. You got these damn women. All they doing is showing their ass and their titties. They'll be working on a farm somewhere, but they got to have everything hanging out. And I've seen enough ass and titties, man. That ain't enough to distract me. I want this place to be destroyed, man. Enough of this shit. Enough, man. This place got to go. It's just too much, man. It's too much. And they're teaching our children how to be alphabet people. All the men are effeminate. You can't even, if you're manly in this world, if you're a man, especially a black man, they look at you as toxic. Oh, that's toxic. Enough of this place. It's got to go. But the Lord is gonna bring that vengeance and give us what we really need, and that's true deliverance. Okay, and right quick, I want to get this because some people have been inquiring about this, so I want to being that I work in D.C., I kind of know a little bit about this. You may have heard of the Bowser-Pinto plan. And what it is basically the mayor of D.C. is under pressure because she's a black woman. And she's under pressure by these Edomites because, crime has gotten ridiculous in D.C. So now they have solutions, what they call solutions to lower crime. And what I've said from the beginning, ever since they let these little nigglets out of jail back in 2020, and crime shot up, and you had all these smash and grabs and these car break-ins, and the murder rate is going through the roof. And, D.C. is the nation's capital. So when there's high crime in D.C., the whole country looks at it. Black people on average don't really look at it because black people don't typically black people don't care because they don't look at it like that. But you have to understand the way white people think, the way the Edomites think. They look at D.C. like it's the nation's capital. It represents the country. Okay, you have to step into the mind of an Edomite. I'm not saying become an Edomite, but just understand the way they think. If the nation's I said capital, it might as well be called that. The nation's capital, I might start calling it that. But the nation's capital, just remember you heard it from Yashima Zakar first. The nation's capital has, for the past 3 years, I don't think it's seen the crime rate this high probably since at least the early 2000s, but I would say maybe even the 90s. Because these little niggas are out of control. They're all on drugs. They're not just smoking weed no more. They're on all types of shit. And they're bugged out of their mind. And they all got guns. They're all just crazy for no reason. They're just stupid, crazy, on drugs, on everything you can think of. And so crime is completely out of control. So they came up with this Bowser-Pinto plan, which I believe Pinto is a councilwoman. I believe she's the one that adopted this plan, or she's the one that, she laid out this plan, and Mayor Bowser is the one that adopted it or signed off on it. I believe the first vote, it passed. I read something on that recently where the first vote passed. I think they got to do a second vote, if I'm not mistaken. But someone made this website called Bowser Pinto Plan, and is very critical of the plan. It says here, instead of solutions, Mayor Bowser's proposed plan is full of cuts to vital social services, because this is included in there, allegedly, and it shows a list of the cuts. SNAP, which is food stamps, basically. Also, domestic violence support, homeless prevention and eviction support, emergency rental assistance, transitional support from shelter to housing programs, youth reentry, diversion programs. And what this person is saying that made this website, what they're basically saying is, the Bowser Pinto plan is not for safety, it's really to hurt the people. But they're sneaking this part in there because it's supposed to be on its face, on the surface level, it's supposed to prevent crime. But snuck in there is the cuts to the SNAP program or food stamps program, domestic violence support, homeless prevention. Okay? Cutbacks. Now, this is important because I've been talking about these little niggas running around, the smash and grabs and all this. Now, pay attention. This is very important. It says here in this plan, face coverings will be criminalized. It says any items worn that cover most of the face are now criminalized with detention or arrest as the penalty. This includes, but is not limited to, hoodies, bandanas, hijabs. The police will be the sole deciders of which face coverings are allowable. And see, this is what these little niggas have done in D.C. with these smash and grabs. And this is going to spread. If this is successful, this may spread across the country. And then, again, we were talking about the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay? These little niggas, I've been saying it, blowing the trumpet for the longest time now. I've been saying that shit that they allowed y'all to do in 2020 during the George Floyd riots, where you niggas were just breaking into these stores and you kept doing it after the riots, after the protests. the Black Lives Matter protest because it didn't stop after the protest. What you don't understand is that Esau set you up. He allowed you to do it. That's why you had these mostly liberal talking heads on CNN and MSNBC. They were saying, you know, I understand these people upset and they have the right to be upset. They shouldn't be arrested. I knew then they were setting these niggas up for the future. Because now what they're doing is they're allowing the local Edomites that live in these communities to say, look, the crime, we got to do something about it. And see, they're not going to feel sympathy for you Negroes. For the past 3 years, you've been making their life a living hell. You've been making them live in fear. So they're not going to be like, oh, I don't want to be racist. Cut them a break, cut them some slack. No, they're gonna be like, no, the hell with these niggas, lock these niggas up. They're not gonna want to hear it's injustice to just lock up a black teenager just because he has on some kind of facial covering. Cause these little niggas, they walking around with these little masks on. Sometimes ski masks looking, or it could be something similar to that. And you don't know who's who. Because they made it fashionable. Right? The niggas that are just walking around trying to look in like they're in style are wearing the same thing that the niggas that are actually doing the robbings are wearing. So guess what? They're going to get swept up right in there with them. It says here also on the website, fear is now cause for arrest. Anyone wearing any item that covers most of the face who causes another person to feel afraid can now be arrested regardless of the person's actions. See? If this is true, Lord willing, I'm pretty sure it is. Because Mayor Bowser, see, you have to be in the D.C. area to understand. She's getting a lot of pressure from these white people. This isn't one of those liberal cities where they just, like Philadelphia, New York, New York City, which I'm sure Mayor Adams in New York City is getting pressured too. But this isn't Newark, New Jersey. D.C. is the nation's capital. And you have to, again, you might look at it like it's insignificant. Like, D.C. not important as in New York. Not to these white people, not to these Edomites. You have to understand that they look at D.C. different. They want, when they come to their nation's capital, they want to feel safe. They want to be able to visit the museums, and feel safe. They want to be able to go to the Washington Monument, go to, the Abraham Lincoln statue. I forget, the Lincoln Memorial. Okay, they want to go to these places and feel safe. They even want to live in these places. That's why it's a lot of gentrification there. But they want to feel safe. So she's not in a position, Mayor Bowser is not in a position that Marion Barry was in. Marion Barry could tell the Edomites, these white people, to go kiss his black ass. And he often would do that. Mayor Bowser's not in a position because the city has been gentrified already. Okay? And they want to feel safe and being, and the way that they feel safe is by locking you little niggas up. So if this thing gets passed, and like I said, the first vote already was passed. They're looking for a second one. I don't know if they need a third one or whatever. You little niggas are about to be in for some shit. You don't know it yet. You little stupid asses, you don't know it. You've gotten completely out of control. Robbing old people. Just being completely out of hand, man. And you deserve what you're about to get. You're not going to feel no sympathy for me. And you know what? The hell with all you niggas that walk around and rally and protest. They can't do that to us. This is injustice, man. The fuck these niggas, man. The hell with these little niggas. These little niggas deserve exactly what they're about to get. And I hope this shit pass and it bring about Jacob's trouble. Because that's a part of prophecy too. That's what we want. Like I said, we're looking for Jacob's trouble, time of Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, and what else? World War III, and we can get the hell up out of here. When those nuclear missiles are shot off, that's when our salvation is coming. Okay? Because the Lord has to deliver us in that moment, or we will be destroyed. And that would mean that the Lord's word went out void, because the Lord promised to deliver us, those who diligently seek him and believe in him. His elect, he has an elect. So his elect has to be here, in Babylon the Great. Not saying there aren't going to be elect all over the world, four corners of the earth, but the Lord has his elect. And I would say a good portion of that elect is right here in Mystery Babylon the Great, a.k.a. the United States of America. Okay? This is very key. I need to get this part. I'm sorry, I've been mouthing off. Gatherings of 2+ people will be criminalized. The police can now designate any neighborhood as high risk. Let me read that again. Gatherings of 2+ people criminalized. The police can now designate any neighborhood as high risk, allowing them to arrest innocent people for gathering in groups of 2 or more. If police suspect they might commit a crime, they can be fined or imprisoned. And I read something about secret police, like they don't have to. Let me see if that. Yeah. Here it is. There's going to be secret police, Nazi style, secret police. Now that's a spirit, because I thought about it and then I scrolled right down to it. This is the part of the website that talks about that. It says active duty status of officers is now secret, so they don't have to reveal themselves as officers. So a nigga can be stupid and do something, right in front of a police officer that he doesn't know is a police officer. They don't have to identify themselves as a police officer. They can just arrest their ass, yank their asses up. Says active duty status of officers is now secret. The public will no longer be able to know if an officer who was found to have engaged in misconduct is still on active duty or not. So then that's going into a whole nother topic. So you can have an officer that beat the shit out of a Jake, little Jake walking, getting off the metro train. He just came from school, but he hanging with the wrong crowd, and he might be heading home. Damn officer could snatch his ass up, beat the shit out of him. But instead of it making the news like it normally would do, like, this officer beat up this poor kid, now it'll just be swept under the rug. You see? You see what they're setting it up for? And then there's more. I'll get this one. These two. I want to get these last two. Show your papers. Metro law. Okay? Says the police will now be able to immediately arrest anyone suspected of misconduct while riding the metro who refuses to share their name and home address. Okay? If you refuse to show share your name and home address, they can arrest your ass right there. For instance, if a plainclothes officer demanded your address on the metro, not telling them could now lead to arrest. Oh, that sounds like it's, hey. Body camera restrictions removed. This is very key as well. The plan will overturn current policy that prohibits the police from viewing their own body camera footage before they write a statement. Okay? The plan will overturn current policy, because it's a current policy that police cannot review their own footage before they write statements. But now they can, if this is passed. This has nothing to do with lowering crime rate. This is what the person on this website said. So you get the gist, right? You get the gist. You get the point. You see what this is. You see, and this is a test. Again, they always test these cities They'll start off with one city and then they'll move it to the next city. Because if it works there, then it works. Matter of fact, I'll use the pandemic as an example. I believe it was California. It was either Los Angeles or New York. I can't remember, but I believe it was Los Angeles. They were the first to implement the mask, the mandate of wearing the mask during the 2020 pandemic. And then all the other big cities, especially the Democrat-ran cities, the liberal cities, they followed suit. Then next thing you know, it was LA, then it was New York. Of course, it was San Francisco and, right, Chicago. And it just swept through the whole country. And there were certain Republican states that kind of fought back against it. But for the most part, it hit the whole country, right? The mask mandates. So that's how it starts. It'll start in one city and then it'll spread to the others. So they're going to use D.C. as a testing ground, I believe. I believe this will get passed. Like I said, it's already been one vote passed. I believe they're still waiting on the second. And once they implement this, then it's going to spread across the whole entire country. So I want to get this. I want to say this. I'm going to get my one of my all-time favorites here. Ezekiel 3rd chapter, 16th verse. Start there, because this is why, I do this. This is why we do this. Because we're warning. We're giving a warning. How many times have I warned these little niggas, these little nigglets, of what's to come? How many times did the men of the Lord warn them about Jacob's trouble to come? But they're not listening. But guess what? The blood ain't on our hands, because we're giving them warning. Ezekiel 3:16, and it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman, right? We're upon our watch. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. And who am I warning? I'm warning the Israelites. I'm warning the Israelites. I'm warning the children of Israel of what's to come, right? Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Give them warning from me, right? That's my job. That's the job of the men of the Lord that truly believe and are sighing and crying, because part of that sighing and crying is giving that warning. That's a part of it. We're sighing and crying for the abomination to be done of all the abominations done in the midst thereof. But a part of that is giving warning. But these niggas don't want to listen. They don't want to hear. But we're going to preach the word, whether they hear or forbear, right? It says, Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, right? Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. In other words, the wicked are going to die anyway, whether we warn them or not. See, the whole point is to get the blood off of our hands. So I'm giving you warning of Jacob's trouble. These pestilences, these diseases, these 15-minute cities that are to come, the mark of the beast. I'm giving you warning. I'm telling you what's coming. And I'm telling you to seek you the Lord while he may be found. I'm telling you right now, get it. Okay? Get it while you can. Okay? It says, if thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. I don't want the blood on my hands. It says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wicked from his wickedness, right? If thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. And that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to make it. I don't want the Lord to say, look, you didn't warn the people, you didn't tell him. Told you what was coming. It's in a different format, but yeah, I'm still telling you. I mean, you niggas, you listen on Spotify, and these different podcasts. I mean, you, it's right there. It's right there for you. Now I get more listeners on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and these different outlets than I do anywhere else, even on YouTube. My YouTube channel is garbage compared to what I get on Spotify. And that goes for all channels that I have. And sometimes I get niggas that reply and talk shit, trying to correct me. I had some nigga try to correct me last week. They posted a bullshit ass comment talking about the Esau has been done away with. I just looked and I said, nigga, is you crazy? You in 2024 talking about Esau is no more. Esau is done away with. Here you got Esau in rulership. And your dumb ass is talking about Esau is done away with. Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of that which followed. Dumbass. Who you think is ruling in these end times? Who you think is ruling in these last days? Who you think is Ishmael? You think it's Moab? I know you don't think it's Ham. I know you don't think that these Hamites are ruling, or these, Ammonites or something like that. I know you're not that stupid. So who's ruling? Jake ain't ruling. The true Israelites, the black, Latino, Native Americans, we're not ruling. We can't catch a break to save our life, right? Dumbass. Stupid. But anyways, Jake is just stupid, man. Here you are in 2024 and you still ain't figured it out. The Israelites have been out since at least 2007 that you've seen on YouTube. And now on different platforms. And your dumbass is still talking about Esau is done away with. But that's all right. The blood is off my hands. You can scoff. You can talk shit. You can say whatever you want to say. Okay? Talking about I'm silly. I said, okay, all right. I'll be silly. Let me be silly. If I tell you one goddamn thing, the blood is off my hands. Can't say I didn't warn you that this devil is coming down with great wrath. And yeah, Esau is the physical manifestation of Satan, meaning he's the counterpart to Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. Now, the spiritual demon Satan, then you have the physical manifestation or the counterpart to Satan, and that's Esau, Edom, a.k.a. your white man of today. Okay? Believe it or don't believe it. But he goes around the world conquering and destroying the air, the sea, the food, everything, your life. If you're married, he's going to destroy your marriage because your wife ain't going to want to hear shit you got to say because she got the white man to listen to. But no, your dumb ass actually believe that Esau is done away with. Okay, fine. I've given you warning that this devil is coming down with great wrath. It's up to you. Okay? It says, yet if thou, this is 19th verse, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. That's all I'm asking for. 20th verse. Again, when a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness, right? When a righteous man doeth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning, he shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he have done shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thine hand. Nevertheless, it's the good part. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, let me read that again. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doeth not sin, he shall surely live because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. Okay? And that's what this is all about. I'm telling you what's coming. Even if DC doesn't push that bill or that plan from Mayor Bowser and Councilwoman Pinto, it's still a blueprint. It's still a template to what the elites of Esau Edom want. Okay? And I'm just giving you a warning that Jacob's trouble is coming. All right? And it's up to you to believe it, accept it, and get yourself right with Yahweh while Yahawashi. Get your house in order. Stay prayed up. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. His name is a strong tower. The righteous one runneth therefore run in it. Okay, and we are hidden in that strong tower of Yahweh while Yahawashi. Okay? Now's the time to get right. So with that, I'm going to say shalom. Peace and blessings to all the brothers spread across the four corners of the earth that really believe sincerely in this truth. Shalom.